going on, guys? This is Goshan. This is another beat breakdown. This song is off of our EP, Son of a Gun. It's me and Under the Influence. This song is called New Tomorrow. And I just want to go ahead and get right into it. So when making this song, originally Under the Influence had ideas on the sound. So he actually had his verse ready on a different beat that he felt that fit the theme of what we were going for, but also knowing that I was going to go ahead and reproduce the beat. After listening to it, analyzing it, really trying to get an understanding of his flow, the pocket that he's sitting in with his vocal, and also the type of beat he went for, but also in the same sense, I wanted to kind of add some extra aggression on this particular song because based on what he was saying, I felt that it needed to add that extra aggression, that extra emotion to the song, especially compared to the other songs on the EP. This is definitely the more aggressive one. So here I want to play the vocal.
Point of waking up when they kill us again. What's the point of showing love when we can never be friends? What's the point of moving on when we locked in the pen? What's the point of writing letters when the sentence won't end?
So from there, as you can hear, that he has this really simple flow. And when I mean simple, it's just an eighth note, but he has this bounce to it. So I want to continue with that bounce, but also kind of sticking with that eighth note type of rhythm. So when I was going through different samples, I already had in my mind I probably want to go piano. A lot of times piano is it's an instrument to go to when you want something more like darker, kind of like not sinister. I don't want to use the word sinister, but something a little bit darker, a little bit eerier. Piano is usually a good instrument for that, but also specifically I wanted to find a sample that had that nice bounce with the eighth note. This is what I found.
Point of waking up when they kill us again. What's the point of showing love when we can never be friends? What's the point of moving on when we locked in the pen? What's the point of writing letters when the sentence won't end?
Once I find the sample that really is setting the foundation for the song, from there I'm not looking for another melody unless the melody works, but a lot of times it doesn't. So I'm looking for more ear candy or fillers, something where it doesn't have much too much of a melody, but more of a tone and like a timbre, or like if there is some like notes playing, they're very simple and they're long notes. So in this case, I found a vocal loop, and this is more of an ear candy decision here.
Free health care when you property of the state. No
Okay.
reason my bill's late, then charge me a fee, but I can't get no tax break.
And from there, I wanted to kind of like enhance the rhythm with his vocal to kind of drive the song, especially in this section, moving the song forward. And then that's when I end up using this.
And taxes out my check, the reason my bill's late, then charge me a fee, but I can't get no tax break.
And so from there, I wanted to kind of like expand the song. And the way my style is, I like really theatrical or cinematic sounds in a lot of my beats. In this case, I felt the way the song is going, it's getting kind of emotional. It's like starting to intensify. So I wanted to accentuate and make that intensity more noticeable. So what I did was I found this choir loop, and was very careful picking this choir loop because I didn't want a choir that was doing too much with the performance. I really wanted the rhythm to be very simple, and the chords or the notes that they're singing also as simple as possible as well. More or less, this is gonna be like a energy sound. It's intensifying the energy.
How he get a second chance? Back to back, we watch colonizers advance. So pissed off, I even wet my pants. Piss on they grave necks like I'm watering my plants.
Here, I want to continue the intensity, and the best way to add more intensity is adding more low end. So I had a baseline, simple baseline, using FL's native plugin, 3x OCS, which is basically an oscillator, and I just use a simple sine wave, put it to the lowest octave, and let it let it rumble.
Every day's a new tomorrow. Either make a move or follow. Your pride don't swallow. Gotta keep your head on your shoulders. This ain't no sleepy hollow. Although I feel so hollow. Lost plenty niggas I know. Thank God for time I borrow.
And from there, as the song is going, it's going to lead into this next section where basically, in a traditional sense, it would be considered a breakdown, but it's not a breakdown. This song is not as would you consider a traditional structured song. There's not much of a hook. There are more extended verses than anything. So in this part, I wanted to sound different, a little bit more aggressive, but also change up the sounds. Here, I'll play his verse first.
I mean, who running the trap? Who running the city? Who filling the gap? Fill up a box when they pull out the strap. Take off, could be counting the rat. Somebody.
And from here, use this sample here.
I mean, who running the trap? Who running the city? Who filling the gap? Fill up a box when they pull out the strap. Take off, could be counting the rat. Somebody.
Now, what's cool about this sample is the piano from the first section pitched up an octave, but also I chopped it up. So all I did is just chop it up that first part. That's really it. And that basically it's continuing with the same rhythm because it's very familiar from the first one because his flow the foundation of his flow is really the same, but his cadence and his delivery has changed a bit. So with that being said, with me pitching it up, it's keeping the same flow, but it's also changing the timbre and actually giving it a nice little edge to this section. Then to keep with the cinematic theme, I added a choir slash orchestra here. Only and there's two parts of it. There's one where it's more like tucked in the background, and as the section kind of plays on, it kind of gets more intense. So you can hear. So it's a build. Like that's what I like to do. I like to build the beat onto these sections. Really make it sound interesting. Make it fun. Um, and here is the drum section. I'm just gonna play the drums here. Real quick, I just want to show what I did with the kick and 808. Nerds out there. For the kick, there was some high end information here that I felt like I didn't need, and this is really coincides with my type of style. I don't really like a shiny kick. I like my kicks to be more low end heavy, more grungy, but a little edgy on the lower mid section of the kick. I really like a hard hitting thumpy kick. So I wanted to keep that theme. I did roll off some of the low end here because it was a little subby, so I just wanted to tighten it up a little bit. There's this plugin here. Basically, it's a bootleg version of the Oxford inflator, and all I'm doing is cranking the effect here, cranking up this curve, just the in and out a little bit. Just gives it even more punch for the kick. And to tame the dynamics, I use the SSL at a 10-to-1 ratio, slow attack, fast release. And doing this type of heavy compression, sometimes it'll kind of take away some of the low end. So I'm kind of counteracting that by boosting around 60 hertz at 3 dB. And I'm using virtual mix rack, and this is a cool little trick that I got from Jason Joshua. Only he uses a lot more inserts. I think he uses like 8 or 9, maybe even 10. My computer can't handle it, so I'm using 3. And all this is doing is emulating summing mixing situation. So it's really like it's rolling. It's kind of like clipping. It's like in a way it's a soft clipper, but also is insinuating, um, enhancing some of the low end as well. So it's really like giving it its own vibe. That's really how I got my kick sound. And I usually do this with almost all of my drums over all of my production. Where's my 808? Getting a lot of that distortion using the black box. I'm using the pentode knob, using a little bit of the saturation here. I'm compressing it lightly, but really over the whole sound. It's really keeping the 808 sustained as long as possible, keeping it controlled. And then I am rolling a lot of the high end here, dipping around 160, making room for the kick. Then I use soothe as a side chain for the bass from the kick to dip out a lot of the low end the hits. Also got this from Jason Josh. Really, that's really it for the drum section. My particular style drums, the drums part are pretty simple unless song asks for it, unless I'm in that vibe. I really kind of go with the flow, whatever the music is speaking to me. And in this case, I drums wanted to be really simple. It's like this is more of a vocal centric type of song, and it's really what's most important is keeping the vibe and but also making sure the vocal is heard. I have a part back here that I did this.
Although I feel so hollow, although I feel so hollow. Every day's a new tomorrow. Every day new tomorrow. Every day's a new tomorrow. Every day's a new. Every day's a new tomorrow. New tomorrow. Every day new tomorrow. Every day.
Now, what's cool about the table scratching, the vinyl scratching effect? This is another native plugin from FL called Goshanbeatz, and they got a few different presets here, and I kind of just audition all of them really, just find the best ones, which one's best, that fits for that section or for this part, and that's really much it. That's what I did here. I just thought it was like a nice little cool effect to kind of further ear candy to really kind of like make the song exciting as I can. But yeah, that is the whole breakdown. So if you guys want to check this song out, the song is on Spotify and iTunes and virtually everywhere else. I will be doing more breakdowns from this EP if you haven't seen the first one. And also I'll probably be doing mix breakdowns as well. If you guys are interested in that. So yeah, just let me know what you're interested in. If you like this content, also let me know. Until next time. Peace.